it takes sincerity to resolve world conflicts. And when you have a protracted conflict where one side of the tussle feels protected, and then there are no limits to what that side can do. I believe that when Iraq invaded Iran in 1980, the world was quite explicit in saying you are wrong and you need to do the right thing. And immediately after that war, Iraq invaded Kuwait. In fact, many nations of the world, the most powerful ones, including the US, actually gave an ultimatum to Saddam Hussein to withdraw from Kuwait. And he failed to do that, and that led to the first Gulf War, Operation Desert Storm. So many other conflicts, Ukraine recently, and Russia's annexation of Crimea. You see the world come around to say, both of you are wrong, and recently in South Sudan, let's get a resolution to the crisis. But sadly, if you have many nations of the world coming to say the aggressor has every right to protect themselves, it's like two neighbors living in their houses. For one person, he decides to throw trash into the other landlord's house, and he can bang on the doors or windows of the landlord the way he wishes, he and his children. And anytime he does that, the chief, maybe the Gan chief or the Akan chief or the Ever chief, who sold the lands, the two lands to them, or oversees, sanity within the environment, comes and says, oh, you're the one banging the doors of the other person. You have every right. It's within, your right to live the way you want, that you continue to do that. But if we are to be candid, you would tell the person banging on the other person's door that before you came here, there were agreements that the person and his family have the same right as you to live in peace, and then you have to continue to live in harmony. But sadly, since 1948, since the Nakba, we haven't seen the world call out the aggressor. Look at the statistics. Who is the aggressor in this war? 232 people killed, many of them children. As against, sadly, we also condemn the killing of Israelis, 12. And only two of them are children. The 10 are military clothes people, or the two of them are civilians. So when you do the math, you will realize that one is acting as an aggressor and the other is a victim. So the main reason the world hasn't been able to resolve this, I think, is largely because of lack of sincerity on the part of world powers. And I believe this carnage has to stop. And we need to tell nations that you have clearly defined borders. Ghana and Togo, we are living side by side. There is no way you can take a portion of Togo and make it your own part because you have the military might or the support of certain world powers. So to simply answer the question, I think there needs to be more sincerity so that the world can resolve this conflict.